Hi, Capo families. My name is Christy Curtis. I am a mindfulness and yoga educator and physical education teacher at Capistrano Valley High School. And coming to you today to share with you a few mindfulness tips during this time of COVID and any time of extra stress. And it's evident right now that there is a lot going on. You have now become a home teacher, and as one teacher to now the next, it's a lot. And you're not only managing that, but you're managing a household and your child's needs and the worries of work and illness and everything else that might be going on. So there is a heavy sense of overwhelm. But I don't need to tell you that because it's already something that I'm sure is felt heavily in the body. And the practice I'm going to be introducing to you today is a mindfulness practice to help bring awareness and attention to how the body has an ability to actually calm itself down when we allow it. We are very smart and intelligent people everywhere watching this video especially. And the thing is, I think we don't give ourselves enough credit to do this because this practice can feel overwhelming, or we don't have enough time, and there's just no way my mind will stop. That's not it. Mindfulness is this built-in ability about being able to be aware. And we have that. We're almost hyper-aware right now. Did I wash my hands? Am I standing too close? I'm not touching anything. Oh, we're hyper-aware in so many ways, but this is a new awareness, an awareness that arises when we're paying attention to the present moment, just as it is, yet doing so with an intentionality that comes behind it. It's the intention of non-judgment and being open and curious and kind, and just allowing ourselves to remember that we're only human. And this practice is something that helps us really understand, what is it that I need right now? What is it that I need right now? And sometimes it's just to stop and take a breath and remind yourself that you're doing the best job that you can given the circumstances and situation that we're all in. And using this practice today as a way to enrich yourself, to be reminded that we're all in this together. And the practice of mindfulness that I'll be teaching you today is actually called STOP. STOP is an acronym, and it represents these 4 distinctive meanings. S, we stop what you're doing, exactly where you are, when you might notice getting caught in the news spin of what's next, or the frustration of trying to do math homework, or having to navigate the grocery store and not having things available, or goodness gracious, running out of toilet paper. But we stop. And when you're bringing your ability to stop what you're doing, physically stop, we now can use the T to take this time, okay? The S, stop. T is to take a breath. T, take a breath with the time that you have. So take a breath. Just take a breath. Like, are you breathing right now? And then just noticing that breath. Is it fast, short? Am I even breathing? And the O is, can you observe? Observe what's happening inside the body, around the body, or the sounds as you're breathing, or as you're in this stopped place, physically still. And then you can spend some time there, kind of marinate there. Invite, stay curious, open, and just allow, even if it might feel a little bit uncomfortable. That's where we can sit and just stop, maybe just for another moment. And the P of stop is to proceed. And then we find our way out of it, perhaps proceeding a little bit different than the state that we caught up in. And oftentimes we get caught up in the stimulus, in the reactionary mode. But mindfulness creates this inner ability we have to stop and process, to use this actual higher part of our thinking brain, conceptual brain, problem solving, understanding brain, versus the lower part of our brain, this fight, flight, freeze, and we're in survival mode. Are you breathing? And if we are, there's more right with us than there is anything wrong. So we'll practice stop together for just the next moment, because it doesn't take much to stop. So find a position that allows you to be still. You can do this lying down on your back. You can do it standing. If you're listening to this in the car, hopefully the car is stopped, actually. I actually practice this often at the stoplight when I see a red light or a stop sign. Sometimes all it takes. So just allow yourself to be still. I invite you to be in a place, however, where the posture can be tall. If you want to close your eyes just for this moment, please do. But let the eyelids settle. And just letting the sensations of gravity just take over and release any tension around the muscles of the face and the skin. Relaxing your shoulders, your arm bones. And taking a breath and just noticing your ability to breathe. And as you take the breath, simply observing where the breath travels into the body, where it can be felt the most, if it's at the tip of the nose. Perhaps there's some movement of the chest or in the belly. Maybe there's some movement of the back ribs. And just allowing the mind, especially if it's already drifted off, to come back and be in this observation mode of openness. Just observing the breath. And if that's too much to land upon, then perhaps just observing any sounds around you. Or maybe even noticing and observing what it's like to come into contact with the surface that you find yourself either sitting or standing on. Just observing what it is to be here still, breathing. And just taking another fuller breath in. And a longer exhale out. If the eyes were closed, just bring the chin downward towards the chest. Whenever you're ready, you'll open up your eyes and lift the gaze. And proceed. Proceed on to what's next, the next moment. Perhaps not as a task to check off the list, but from a place of doing so with that same intention of some kindness. Proceed with care, proceed with some more compassion for yourself, and using this time to take care of yourself. Because when we're less stressed, our immunity will increase. And when we're less stressed, we're going to show up better, not only for ourselves, but for our kids and our loved ones and our partners. So wishing you this stop practice to take with you, to practice mindfulness in your own way. Make it yours. That's the beauty of it. It's part of you. So thanks again for letting me share, remembering that Capo, we're all in this together. Teachers, students, administrators, all of us, we're in this together. So again, thank you. And stop and take that breath.